Hello beautiful people, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time for a discontinued fragrance. As you can see from title, it's Van Cleef Arpels Midnight in Paris EDP. One of the most rare fragrances to find nowadays. I have a bottle finally in my hands. I tested it for a few days and this bottle doesn't belong to me. So first of all, the credit goes to my dear brother who actually bought the perfume from one of the groups, I guess, and he passed it to me, said perhaps you are interested to do review on this. So I said yes, of course, because this fragrance I've been hunting for some time, no luck. So I'll let you know everything you need to know about this, and think of it like a fragrance review that I really feel it's special to me, because the EDT is the big bottle here. That is the EDT 125 ml was the one I had for a long time, as well as a 75 ml of EDT before. I absolutely love this fragrance. So I actually sprayed both EDT and EDP in two of my hands. Right hand I have put the EDT and left hand I have put the EDP. So I will put on comparison as well. So let's see what you get. So first of all, being the Van Cleef Arpels, this perfume, no sorry, this house is a jewelry house. They make jewelry as well as beautiful watches. That is totally like, even if you sell kidney of your whole family and stuff, you cannot afford their watches. So that's one thing, that's creepy thing to say, but it's just supposed to be just giving you an idea how expensive they are. But apart from that, I had Van Cleef and Arpels Purom, Sar, I think couple other fragrances like from the niche line, but not that many. I haven't reviewed that many Van Cleef and Arpels. So this particular perfume right here, the EDT and EDP, both are at this point discontinued, and this fragrance got hype thanks to fragrance community. I'm going to talk about that as well. So let's see what you get from presentation, smell, dry down, longevity, and which one is better perhaps, as well as are there any significant difference between the two that you have to have this. We'll see. So first of all, the packaging looks almost identical to the EDT. I lost my box somewhere for the EDT, so otherwise I would have put them side by side. As you can see, it says EDP and then the name, reflective sort of box, and you can see if you pay attention, it looks like eclipse, I think, on the box. That's the kind of effect they want to go for. Very nice. They have the silver borders. Side looks like that. Back it says Van Cleef and Arpels, and it says made in France at the bottom. They also have their tag. It looks almost reminds me of Guerlain. The bottom looks like that. So these boxes, I used to think this fragrance only comes in 75 ml. That was my general like knowledge, it was, that's what I know. But I read on Fragrantica just to check, some people were saying they have the luck to have like 225 ml, couple of 125 ml before they got discontinued in EDP. And that kind of got me confused because I thought only 75 ml got the EDP, but that 75 ml also only was reserved for EDP, or EDP only came in 75 ml. But I'm a bit confused. If you guys know about this, put down in the comment below, those who are experts, if EDP also came in 125 ml. As far as I know, only 75 ml was available. So the bottle here, it looks just like the EDT, but I think someone said the pattern in front, like the galaxy pattern in front, they're a little bit different in what do you call design. Apart from that, the bottles are kind of identical. Okay, all right. So the cap, it's like metallic, I think. At the side, this is one of the most beautiful bottles. People just love it for the bottles. Look at the what do you call the detailing here. It says midnight in Paris, and then it says Van Cleef and Arpels here, detailing all over. And the bottle is just stunning. It's just a beautiful locket like, at the bottom you also get some information. Okay, so this is basically known for a collector's item. Just for the bottle itself, many people want it. So when you take it out, this what do you call the cap, I think inside got black. It's like heavy, and it does click onto place. Like if you put it on, it clicks onto place like that or so. So this perfume, there's a thing about this bottle, it's a little bit defected in the sprayer. I mean, it got broken. I'll show you what I mean. And it leaks a little bit if you take it out, but I'm cautious. You can actually take it out, it's kind of broken in that way, but apart from that, the sprayer works actually. So I did put this perfume on left hand, and it's been drying down about for 25 minutes, and the right hand I have the EDT. So this perfume, let's say in terms of smell, notes breakdown, I think there's only one note that's different between these two, and I think the EDT has a note of Styrex, kind of like a Styrex supposed to, is it like, as far as my memory serves me, it's supposed to be representing kind of like a leathery, more darker tone that is compared to EDP. This is supposed to be a bit darker. I don't know what. Rest of the notes are all same, identical. So as far as I know, Midnight in Paris is supposed to be a sweet leather with vanilla, kind of powdery, and it has a tea note. These are the main notes of these two fragrances. I mean, either one you talk about, EDT or EDP. So the fragrance is known also for kind of like a mild cold weather scent and a very romantic setup. So the EDT I love a lot. I found a 75 mil for the first time in 2016 or 17 in Bangladesh of the EDT. Then I bought I think got this one, the big one. Now comparing to the EDP, I mean, when I smell them side by side, to untrained nose, I mean, they will say basically the same scent. There's no difference. There are just mild differences. Okay, here are the difference that I got up to my nose. They have this mate, like, is it mate or matte? I think there's like kind of like a tea drink that I also got in both of them, which is very nice, exotic note. And the leather is very sweet. It kind of got this mild powdery thing going on, very romantic setup sort of mixed with that vanilla, kind of like musky, sweet, unisex sort of vibe. It's definitely unisex perfume, both of them. The another difference that I found that the first difference that I found, is that the longevity wise, the EDP lasts a little bit longer than the EDT on my skin. Many people say EDT, the longevity is poor, but guess what? EDT on my skin lasts a very long time. I got like 6 to 7 hours every time I wear it. For first 2 hours, it projects really well. Then it gets close to skin. The EDP, it lasts about 7 to 8 hours, say 9 hours pushing on my skin in the cold weathers, but never really pushes that much. I really have to bring my hand close to get whiffs of it. But on my skin, if I do this, from my skin, off my skin, this one smells more prominent. Okay, that's just weird. So this one kind of reminds me, if you know Terre de Hermes EDT versus the Parfum version. That's how I would compare them. EDT is very very loud. That one projects, but the Parfum doesn't project but lasts longer. So that's the kind of difference between these two. Apart from that, they are pretty much almost the same scent. And you actually, if you're really a collector, you can hunt them down just for your satisfaction, mental satisfaction. But I think even if you just get the EDT, which is also hard to find, but EDP is near to impossible. But if you have this, I think you can be plenty happy that you have it already. Either one does really really well. Almost reminds me also of Narciso Rodriguez for him EDP and the Musk. I think comparing them both, they are not very different, but they have minute differences, right? So the bottle is beautiful. The smell is not for everybody. Here's the thing, I'll tell you. The fragrance, let's talk about the EDP. It's kind of like similar vein also with some of the fragrance I'll show you. The closest actually is Bvlgari Black, this perfume. Many people know this is Bvlgari's tea based, kind of like they have a rubbery note at the side like this, and they smell pretty much similar like this and that. But many people prefer Midnight Paris over this one. But I think at this present point, even though this is discontinued, this is much cheaper than this, and this is way available than Midnight Paris. So you can opt for this one. This is also 75 ml, I guess. Fragrance that is also for unisex. You can get little less performance from this than this, but again, you save a lot of money paying for Bvlgari. Comparatively, this one you can have to actually pay a lot more. Really expensive. Now it's beyond, I would say, designer prices at this point. So if you are not a collector and if you have the EDT of Midnight Paris, or even if you want to get like something that smells like this, you can now opt for the Bvlgari Black based on the availability and the price point. So if you compare the price point, this is actually pretty damn good. So other two fragrances, this one is close to, reminds me sort of is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, the EDP from Chanel. And then thanks to my brother who actually mentioned to me that Sebastian Zara also said that this one from Prada Luna Rossa Black, this is one of the best Prada fragrances ever. This one also has vibes of Midnight Paris. So if you actually see, there is sort of like a substitute for this perfume. You don't really have to sell your kidney to get this one, okay? But it makes me happy. Since I started my journey, I wanted to get Midnight Paris and some other fragrances like Gucci Rush and Gucci Envy. I'm getting one by one all these discounted perfumes to try, test and review. Recent days I got, which one? This one, Avant-Garde. This fragrance is also hard to find. Very nice, beautiful honey wax, honey bee and beeswax, and then cardamom scent. I'm finding the fragrances. It's just like if you have the wish sometimes in your heart, you'll find them. This one, that's how that works. So I think if you really want to try this one, if you actually had the EDT, you're not missing much in the EDP. Just that it lasts a little bit longer. And comparatively, smells a little bit more sweeter. That's it. That's about it. In terms of smell, there's no difference whatsoever. So overall, if you love the EDT, you're gonna love the EDP. That's pretty much it. And if you find 125 EDP, I used to think those are fakes, but if you actually check with your salespeople who know about Van Cleef & Arpels, check if that's original. If you find it somewhere, there would be a huge find if it's actually original. So overall, the EDT and EDP both are 10 for me. For presentation, right to the smell, dry down. Really lovely to wear in cold weather, very romantic setup. You can wear this if you love Russian leather. I think, yeah, from House of Chanel, their niche collection. This one smells like very posh, smooth leather. And someone said it smells like kind of like this, like thin stick cigarettes that you take out and you smell. And I wouldn't say it smells like tobacco or cigarette-y, but you can see, sort of where people are coming from. Cold weather, you're wearing mink, perhaps. The perfume is pretty much unisex, definitely, and it has some feminine vibe. Women may find this more appealing, but it's up to you. Give it a try. I really love this perfume, and thanks mostly to the fragrance reviewers who talked about it and hyped it up so much. It went from 25 pounds all the way to 50, 100, and now I don't know how much it's selling for, right? So Midnight in Paris EDP, really nice perfume. Check it out. It's a perfect 10. I'll see you soon, and good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.